Welcome to our April edition of Let's Get Growing. It's already full-fledged spring, so let's grow on. In April, there's many vegetables that you can plant. These are going to be our warmer season vegetables, so let's get going with asparagus, eggplant, and all the ones you see on the screen. Now there's many ornamentals that you can plant in April, but remember that only container grown trees and shrubs, and I would hold off on trees till the fall, but it's not too late if they're container grown. You can sow your seeds of warm season annuals directly in the bed. Just remember, they're going to come up in a big jumble, so you can thin them by very carefully grabbing the leaf of the plant, because they can always grow a new leaf if you break it. But if you're holding them by the stem and you break the stem, then you've broken that lifeline for nutrients to the very tip of the plant. So you have a whole list of annuals that you can grow from seed directly in your beds and separate them and save a little money, but add a little pop to the landscape. Another thing on those annuals in the landscape, planting vinca or periwinkles from seed give them a better chance. Many things we have to watch for. Aphids on the new growth of everything. You're going to have mildew on your roses sometimes, right? And you'll need to put them on a regular regime. Now you want to watch for snails and pill bugs on the underside of the foliage, and also cutworms, and you're going to see those on all the tender young plants and easily taken care of. Squash bugs, lopers, and army worms. There's many things to do, but the first thing you need to do is weed early. Get them when they're little tiny so that they aren't sucking nutrients and water away from your desirable plant material. And also cultivate around those plants so that you can get water and nutrients down. And remember that you'll want to mulch all your newly planted areas and any bare spots. I know you don't want to hear it, but we got to mow once a week. You can reduce a lot of your weeds by mowing proper height all the time, and then weeds will grow to death. Water all your newly planted annuals and vegetables. Make sure this is an important time. We want to put down a good root system. You'll also want to fertilize all your newly planted annuals after you see the new growth start. Prune climbing roses right after they bloom. We pruned all the other roses back in February by the 15th. But remember, climbing roses, we prune after that. This is an African violet leaf, and I have kind of started a new cutting. Usually you would cut it off a little bit closer to the leaf, and these little plants at the bottom would be up here near the top. So consequently, I just have them at the bottom here, and what I did was I took this little drink cup, I put some foil over the top, and then cut a hole in it, just wide enough for the leaf to fit into. And you would, like I said, we'll remove the foil. And we're going to take the leaf with it so that it's easier to handle. And you can see that we have a beautiful little African violet. In fact, we have about 3 or 4 down there. But I'm not going to separate them right now. But you could separate them just by taking a pair of tweezers and teasing the roots apart. So you can see if you'd have cut it off right here and then stuck it down into the cup and kept the water up to here, your little violets would be up here. So I'm going to leave this leaf on. You can see how it's kind of sucked the nutrients out of this leaf. The green is gone, and see how green these are? Because mother is feeding the babies. So we're going to leave it on there. And I'm going to use a ceramic container because it's porous, and it'll allow me to put a saucer underneath it so that you water African violets from the bottom usually. So we're going to add enough soil to where we get this up to the right level, and then put your little roots in. Try and get them, down as far as you can, because that's how they would grow in nature. And then we want to leave, you can see I'm just settling it on top of the soil. And I've moved it to one side, and now I add soil to that side, back side. And you can see I kind of have a few little leaves that were kind of hidden underneath the soil, and I'm just kind of cleaning it up. I'm going to add a little bit more soil, and I can get in a little bit closer. It's not rocket science, and you too can have beautiful African violets from just using a leaf. Now I'm going to get a little stake and use it to just hold this up. But the first step is going to be, I'm going to take this water that came out of it and gently wash the leaves off. And see, it's already gotten more stable just by watering it. So by watering it, you're going to gently settle the soil in, and that will give you a brand new little baby African violet. And probably 3 or 4 can be separated in, I don't know, I'd give it about 6 months. And then you can transplant it to more containers, and you'll be giving them to friends. Well, talking about making babies, look at these airplane plants that are just kind of taking off, and they're making little babies out on the end. And these make beautiful hanging baskets, because not only will these drape down and have little plants, but so will this beautiful wandering Jew. And here we have a medicinal plant. Everybody knows aloe vera. So you can pull one of these leaves off and treat your burns and cuts. And then you have this beautiful airplane plant and the wandering Jew. Beautiful hanging baskets. You can own these if you hang out at the farmer's market on Saturday mornings from 8 to about 1 o'clock. You can buy these from the Summit Garden Club for mere $10. These are beautiful. Guess what? Airplane plant, wandering Jew, both will grow in your landscape at home and come back every single year. Keep the aloe vera in the house, treat your burns and cuts, have a beautiful landscape. And you too can help support the gardening program at the Summit, where they grow vegetables and send those vegetables to the nutrition program and the food co-op.